Welcome back to this already the final segment of today's Price of Business, and I am your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. It's your business to take care of your business, which is why I really easily recommend my good friend Charles Alvarez to be in your corner to help you build your business with his consulting and background skills that he brings to all of his coaching relationships. I can say from firsthand he does phenomenal work. Charles, good to talk to you, sir.
Always good to be with you, Kevin.
Tell us a little bit about Cornerstone Business Academy before you introduce us to your guest today.
Sure. Cornerstone Business Academy works directly with business owners to generate more leads, close more sales, and build their business without them feeling they have to kill themselves to get to the next level. And in other words, we basically help our clients promote their business. And speaking of promoters, we have one of the best ones today with Coleman Sisson of Bubble Up. Coleman, welcome to the show.
Nice to be here. Thanks.
Yeah, that is interesting. Why don't you start off with giving us the elevator speech for Bubble Up?
How many floors are we going up?
We're going up about 2 at the very most.
Okay. Well, my background was in technology. I was a programmer in the 70s and 80s and spent a long career in the technology world, and then decided in 2004 to go start my own business and focus on 2 things that I was passionate about, which is music and technology. And I was friends with Jimmy Buffett and had taught him how to use the computer and helped him with some things on his tour, and decided to go after the entertainment business. And so we created a business that was intended where, with the idea that fans would Google their favorite artist, and then Google should take them to the artist's website, and on that website you should be able to buy a ticket, a download, a CD, a T-shirt, and a fan club membership all in one transaction. So we built that system, and that's what we do for some very world-class artists, including Zac Brown, Jimmy Buffett, Kiss, Aerosmith. I mean, it's a pretty good list.
Yeah, when I saw Kiss, you had instant credibility with me because I'm telling you, besides being a fan, I confess I've been to more Kiss concerts than any other band out there. It's an incredible display. But those 2 guys, Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons, have such business acumen. If anyone gets them, if they become anyone who becomes a vendor of them, they know what they're doing because those guys know business.
They sure do.
Yeah, they're amazing. I mean, people should just watch Gene Simmons alone. I'm sure he's the real brains behind the business of it, but I get the sense that Paul Stanley is very savvy as well. All right, go right ahead there, Charles.
So, Coleman, kind of give us an idea. What are the major challenges that your clients are facing when you meet them, and how do you add value to them?
I think at first what they are interested in is making sure that they are on the forefront of technology and that they are taking advantage of all the things that are out there to help them grow their business. That is where it all starts from. And, of course, they want to grow their fan base and they want to increase their revenue. So with those basic challenges that are facing the clients, that's the way we go about it, is really try to help them understand on the front end, from a strategy point of view, is how are you going to reach your customers? What's the message you're going to send to them? And how often are you going to send that message? Those are the main discussions that we have. And then, of course, what products are you going to offer and all those kind of things. And then watch, to see what people are buying to make sure that we're offering the things they want and not offering the things they don't want.
You really help them stay focused on their business, which is being performers, and not all these other things that are important, part of building their brand and certainly growing their revenue, but can often be a distraction.
That's correct.
Very good. Go ahead, Charles.
So, Coleman, can you kind of give us? I mean, you've got obviously the A list of clients in your business, which is awesome. Can you kind of give us an example of what happened before somebody hired you and what has been the result, and kind of give us our listeners a case study as to what the before and after picture is of before they used Bubble Up and then after they used Bubble Up and what the results were.
Okay. I tell you, I've got an example of someone who we were working with in one capacity and then came in another and helped them, and it was a recent one, if you don't mind me sharing that one with you.
Go for it.
So Jimmy Buffett, I'd created Radio Margaritaville with him 14 or 15 years ago, and he's always wanted to do more a television side of things. And so last year we started Margaritaville TV, and we were broadcasting shows live over video. And we had gotten up to a pretty good, 50,000 viewers or so, and he asked me how could we get the membership over 100,000. And I said we could probably run a contest. And my thought was, let's run a contest to where people will win tickets. He said, let's take it further. Let's do a contest where people win tickets to a show that's just those winners. And I want to do it in Key West in the San Carlos Theater that only holds 350 people. And so we started planning on that in, I think, September. We planned on announcing the contest on February 2nd and then shutting it down because that was Groundhog Day, and that's what he wanted to do. And we ended the contest on March 2nd, and then we had the concert on April 1st. And the contest was that we would display all of the songs that he had written, or at least 100 songs he had written, and all the fans would then pick the songs that they wanted in the set list, and he would play that set list. There were over 100,000 entries in that contest, and we picked 100 winners, and they all converted on Key West on April Fool's Day, and Jimmy put on a 3-hour concert for him, and it was broadcast live over the Internet. And there were 78,000 people watching that show.
Wow.
And we used everything from email marketing to Instagram hashtags to social media to a new website and all of the things that come to bear to market something like that. We brought everything to market we had, and it was very, very successful.
So I'm going to ask you a question that's meant completely complimentary, by the way, but I just keeps coming to mind. You're a guy who's pretty solidly established in terms of spending much of your life in the 20th century, but you seem like a pretty 21st century guy. How do you explain that?
I'm a geek. I mean, I love technology. I still help debug code. I'm a geek. I was raised as a mechanic, and I just love technology. I'm fascinated by it, and I love being around people that love solving puzzles, and that's what we do.
Very, very interesting. We've got a couple of minutes left. Why don't you wrap up with one more question for our guest, Charles?
Sure. So, Coleman, it sounds like you've had some great success in the entertainment industry. Do you work with any industries outside of entertainment?
We do. In fact, the way I describe it to the healthcare industry, we work with a company here in Houston called Service Corporation International, which is the largest funeral home provider. And that, we are very good at managing members. We also do Little League websites, so Orwell Little League and Spring Branch Memorial Sports Association. We do the websites for those guys as well. And what I tell them is, we started by helping artists manage their fan base, and if you treat your customers like fans, you'll grow your customer base. And so we help corporations do the same thing. And half of our business is really outside of the entertainment business.
Yeah, that's very good. Well, I want to mention again, why don't you give your website one more time? I do want to mention, of course, Charles is over at cornerstonebusinessacademy.com. Give your website before we let you go.
We're at bubbleup.com. You can reach us through there. Or, as I like to tell people, we are high-tech and high-touch. We actually answer the phone. You can call us at 832-585-0709. I answer the phone all day.
They're vendors to KISS. And if that doesn't make you want them as your vendor, then there's something wrong with you, because KISS is awesome. All right. We should have KISS bumper music, but I'm not sure if my producer got that lined up. But anyway, great segment, great interview. And do want to mention again that this show always continues 24/7 at priceofbusiness.com. And, it's the last segment. That's why we can't do that. But anyway, we'll do tribute next time on the program. And also do want to remind the listener that they need to check out usdatareview.com, where this interview will definitely be found. Have a great day. Spend it wisely right here on this station.